Hello everyone, I'm here this week taking over because Emma's come down with a bout of tonsillitis unfortunately, so she's laid up in bed and because she still wanted to put a video out, yous are all stuck with me. I'm actually quite looking forward to this. So, it's 5 books that I bought recently instead of Emma. First off, we've got Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, which is actually fantastic. I'm reading it just now, about halfway through it, and it's about, well, it's based on the nice and accurate prophecies of Agnes Nutter, which, as recorded in 1655, and it's about the coming of the apocalypse, and everything's kind of been building up to this point for thousands and thousands of years, and everything you think you know about the world is actually wrong. And demons and angels walk the earth secretly, and the world is going to come to an end in 1990, but the Antichrist has gone missing, and everybody's looking for him. It's just fantastic, so funny as you'd expect from Terry Pratchett, I suppose. Lots of wee annotated footnotes that add in just bloody hilarious things to most of the plot. Also, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are bikers, which is really funny. And the M25 is a great satanic symbol. But yeah, it's hilarious. Thoroughly recommend you give it a read, and I'll hopefully, if Emma lets me, stick a review up at some point once I'm done reading it. Second is The Fell Sword by Miles Cameron, which is the 2nd book in the Traitor Son series, which started with The Red Knight, and the 3rd book, The Dread Worm, is going to be published on October the 22nd this year, I think. Yeah, the trade paperback is published on October the 22nd. The regular size version is mass market, as Emma's corrected me, is August 2016, I think. Fell Sword follows on from The Red Knight. The Red Knight, the main character, has to travel to essentially this fantasy world's version of France because the Emperor's been kidnapped, and him and his mercenary company get hired out to try and solve this problem, basically find the Emperor, fight a war for them, and try and break the siege of the capital city. But yeah, it just generally carries on from the plot of the first book, which was absolutely incredible. Anybody who likes Game of Thrones, things along that sort of line, I'd thoroughly recommend you pick up this series and start reading it, because it's a very sort of new, gritty fantasy series written with a lot of realism in taking into account like the realism of armour and general combat during that time is depicted fairly thoroughly. Third is The Martian by Andy Weir, which I was really excited to hear about. Emma bought herself a copy, and then I decided that I didn't want to wait for her to finish hers so I could borrow it, so I got myself one as well. An astronaut gets stranded whilst he's on a mission to Mars. The rest of his crew end up having to leave just after they land, and he gets stuck there. So he has a limited supply of food. He's having to constantly repair his oxygenator and his water reclaimer so he doesn't suffocate or die of thirst. He has no way of communicating back to Earth. So in his words, he's screwed. So it's I'm very, very interested to see how that goes on. I believe it's been turned into a film as well, so I need to get out there and see that at some point as well. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to reading that. It sounds quite unlike any other book I've read recently. It seems like it's going to be really fairly excellent. Last up, we've got 2 books by Ernest Cline, Ready Player One and Armada. I'll talk about Ready Player One first. So it's set in 2044, I believe. Yeah, 2044, and humanity has, surprise surprise, wrecked the planet. We've run out of oil, pollution's everywhere, the world's pretty knackered. So loads of people use a virtual reality system called the Oasis system to kind of escape from how bad everything's become. And you can visit any one of 10,000 planets and live out your life whilst you're jacked into this Oasis system, so it's a good way for everyone to escape. The main character, who is called Wade Watts, he is, like everyone else, a great user of the Oasis system, really enjoys it. And the founder of the Oasis system, James Halliday, is apparently going to die with no heir. And he's supposedly left all these little clues and puzzles hidden inside the Oasis system based on 80s pop culture. And everyone's been striving for years and years to find the answers to these puzzles, because the person who does gets control of his fortune and his company, and they become James Halliday's sole heir. Wade Watts finds the first clue to one of these puzzles, suddenly gets thrown into a race between him and thousands of other people to try and solve all these 80s based riddles and sort of win the greatest prize imaginable, basically. So sounds really good, kind of I don't know, I suppose a sort of geeky style book, so I'm very interested in that. Like, I play quite a lot of video games and everything, so seems like my cup of tea. Can't wait to read this either. And last but not least, signed copy of Armada, which is another book by Ernest Cline. I can just find where I signed it. I mean, look at his signature, that's pretty cool. His signature's a bit weird, a bit of a looping scribble. Anyway, Armada is about a boy called Zach Lightman, who's a fairly ordinary teenager, plays games, watches sci-fi movies, he just sits about and enjoys a bit of fantasy to try and escape from his fairly ordinary life. But all his life he's been hoping that some kind of great cataclysmic event would come down and save him, take him off on a bit of an adventure, solve all the boredom that he's been experiencing. And then one day he sees an alien mothership flying over Earth, and he realises that it's actually the ship from a spaceflight sim that him and thousands of other people play every night called Armada. And he realises that suddenly he and everyone else who plays this game, all their experiences might actually be the key to saving humanity. So yeah, again, it just sounds like quite an interesting book to me. It's a bit sort of, you know, again, quite geeky, based on video games, all that sort of stuff, which I quite enjoy. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that as well, and it's a fairly unique concept, so really looking to get into those. That's my my wee mini book haul in place of Emma. Hopefully, I mean, I'll need to get her word on this, but hopefully I didn't fuck it up too badly. And yeah, I'll maybe be back with some reviews once I'm done reading some of these. So, for just now, it's a bye from me, and she's no saying anything. There we go. Alright, bye everybody.